Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of uranium. We're going to jump right into it. I'll give you my financial opinion. So here we go. We've got uranium futures, and we're getting a little bit of a buying pressure. That's good, right? We've got all this selling pressure. A little bit of buying pressure in the futures contracts. It looks like I just randomly selected this pattern. Looks like the bottom line is acting as support, even though I just fictitiously put it there. We'll see if it actually acts as support. The Sprott Physical Uranium Trust looks like we are slowing momentum down, like we want to try to turn and put in a bottom. You can see that the buying and selling pressure is looking quite stabilized here, so maybe we can get the buyers to turn this around. Maybe we have one last dip lower to scare everyone out of their positions, and then we move higher. It's also a possibility. We've got URNM. URNM is getting that little wick at the bottom. We have touched the support line in this general vicinity, and I got paid today, which is good because I can buy it Monday. I might add some in there because we're right at support, and that's what I like seeing. Camco putting on the hammer pattern show, looking like we could be putting in a short-term attempt for a bottom. These hammer patterns are usually reversal candlesticks where they can come back up higher. Again, we do have some momentum coming down in this pullback. So I think we're probably going to get a little bit of a move higher and then maybe go sideways for a little bit. That's my guess. Remember, it's only a guess. It's not a prediction. Bannerman looking like we're trying to make a statement here to stay where we're at and not move down anymore. We are on top of the pattern. Still looks good. Goviak's buying it. Oh, getting bought up a little bit. Nice little wick, little hammer pattern, getting nice little buying pressure, coming back up to this support almost. So that's looking better. Global Atomic getting a little bit of the hammer pattern in it. This was a big selling pressure day yesterday, last trading session. But again, hopefully we can get some buying pressure and come back up in the pattern. Forces, this guy's been moving all over the place. We're at the last ditch support line effort from where I've got it positioned. There's some more underneath it. Maybe we do a full retest all the way back down here. You never know. Man, that would be a great opportunity if they came all the way back. And, let's use a little bit of our Fibonacci retracement here. If we take it from this bottom here and we look at it, a 0.786 does come back to almost the breakout of that area. 0.618, we're getting real close to a 0.618 fib retracement, which is at 41 cents. If we hit 41, 42 cents, yeah, I might fire some more off on that retracement there. We've got Pure Point Uranium moving sideways at this support area. The support area that I'm talking about is this guy right here. We've got Deep Yellow still moving down a little bit. We're still above the break. Scrolling on out. Man, it's a weird looking pattern there. Paladin getting some selling pressure today. Again, we're just coming on back a little bit. We've got Sky Harbor. Let's take a big picture view. There's our big breakout line. We broke out above it, came back below it. We'll see where this thing ends up. It does look like this trend line coming up here, something like this. Yeah, maybe. Could be right on it. We'll see if it holds. Alaska getting a little bit of a hammer pattern today, right at support. Next Gen Energy hammer pattern just below support. We haven't made a new low. It's still holding on. Still holding on. And maybe I could even move this like that. Yeah, like that would be a better area. Baseload Energy. Looks like we're still holding on to this low, and we'll see if that holds. Fission 3.0 getting a sell-off today. Looks like we're wanting to come back. Let's put this maybe over there, and we'll see if we come back. Fission Uranium coming back to auto this bad boy. Hit. I mean, this even could go down like this, like that. There's fission there. We could even have I moved that line down to these hit points through here. Kazatomprom, again, we're kind of coming through that region. That's already kind of broken to the downside there. If we take a fib retracement just to look, 0.786 and 0.618 are the two that we really hit. This one almost came all the way back to a 0.718 or 0.786 retracement. And we're just kind of sitting there going sideways if we draw it from that bottom, from the bottom here. Peninsula Energy coming on back, selling off. Actually, a pretty good sell-off today. Boss Energy selling off a little bit. We're still within the channel here. Consolidated Uranium selling off. Looking like that wants to go lower. It doesn't look too good there. It looks like we could potentially head lower now. Yeah, that one doesn't look too hot. Lotus Resources, another one that's been pulling back. We've got Uroy. Uroy at support with the wick at the bottom. Looks all right. Some of these guys don't look too happy. Some of the chart patterns. Encore Energy, the hammer pattern today. We'll see if we can get some buying pressure and hold on up here. But we've been moving back and forth in this pattern here. Man. UU. Selling off a little bit. Hammer pattern, getting a little bit of buying pressure at the end of the day. We've got URG. URG with the same hammer pattern. UEC. Right in the middle of the pattern. Again, this could pull back a little bit more. I'm just seeing this type of pattern. We could pull back a little bit more with it. LEU putting in a massive hammer pattern today. That's good that we got some buying pressure, but you know what? The buyers still have to step in there and push it higher. LTBR moving down a little bit today. Still within all the patterns and support levels. ISO Energy selling off again, and we got support underneath it, somewhere in that vicinity. Appio with the small down day sitting on top of its pattern. Hopefully all these patterns hold. We've got Denison Mines peeking his head out on the bottom side. Just looking at this pattern here, guys. Big picture view. I mean, we're coming up. Maybe we have a bigger dip. The volume's kicking in. That looks good. Blue Sky Uranium selling off a little bit right at its support line. We'll see if we're breaking through it. Yeah, we're trying to break through the support line here, so we'll see what happens. Forum Energy Metals, another one that is right at support. We broke out, came back to support, and we're coming back to support again. Anfield moving sideways. There we are with the low. These are the lows there, kind of coming back and forth. Laramide right at support. There should be a support line. There's support all underneath this. Support area, we'll call it. Western Uranium Vanadium looks like it's trying to break out of its downside support line. So that could be breaking down as well. We could see a further pullback. UEXCF right at that last line of support. Guys, this stuff is breaking down. It is. It is breaking down. We could see a further pullback. Mega Uranium selling off. It's right at that support. We'll see if that support holds. Standard Uranium getting a little bit of buying pressure. That's a little bit better, good sign to see. ALXEF buying pressure. Valor Metals buying pressure. That's a reversal pattern there, usually to protect the lines here. It's a reversal higher. Well, so the momentum's going up. We'll see what happens. Elevate just moving sideways for this day, and 92E selling off some, still above the breakout line of this. You can move that up somewhere in that range. So lots of selling pressure today, guys. We'll see what happens in a lot of these. Some of them could break down. It is a possibility. The overall fundamental driving factors of inflation are still there, but there's a lot of fear in the market, and the market is selling off. It could drag us lower. The overall markets were down. If I were to look real quick, the S&P 500 was down 23 points for the S&P. 173 for the NASDAQ, which was 1.4% for the NASDAQ. Some of the companies in the NASDAQ got hit pretty hard. That's the NASDAQ there coming on down here. So those are rolling over. It may impact our uranium stocks, the NASDAQ US Composite Index. So that's where we're at, guys. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not selling anything. I'm just holding on. I'm riding it. And if we pull back more and we have a little bit larger pullback, so be it. That's the way it is. And I'll be looking for entry points. All right, guys. Thumbs up for the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And subscribe to the Platinum member website. Go through the training sessions. Go to the question and answer sessions. We do not have a question and answer session this Saturday. I had one today, Friday, where I did a training session and I released that information and the video to the Finding Value website for Platinum members. So, but we are having a question and answer session next Saturday, next week, and we'll see you there. So catch you next time. This is Finding Value.